What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Next Gen Madden 25 video on my PS4. Please do me a favor. Take a moment, hit the like button for me, subscribe to my channel. If you aren't already, your criticism in the comment section. As always, follow me on Twitter. My username is ShutdownSafety. Another installment of the Turning Point series between myself, Virtual Footballer. This is a Texans and Jaguars game. Please take a look at his video in the description. This is the game-winning play. This is the last score of the game. One thing obviously coming into play is I had no timeouts. 4 seconds left. I'm trying to get my quarterback to snap the ball, and it's just not occurring. Something that still doesn't seem to be fixed in this game is urgency of the offense when you're in a position to try to win the game and you need to have the ball snapped. There's no hurry up. There's no urgency. Now, overall, obviously, you see the ball was snapped. The play ended up being a scoring drive. But I want to take a look at the line interactions here because, to me, they do a pretty good job at it being pretty dynamic. First thing we want to talk about here is we've got a situation where a linebacker and a defensive end are coming off the edge, and both linemen do a nice job at making sure they're both blocked. And I know it looks a little clumsy, but I like how Merciless actually has to come off Smith. They don't just kind of shift off each other. And because they have to interact in a proper manner in terms of steering off each other, it lets number 65 get into position to block back behind. Now, when we talk about what we have over here with Pastor and Brooks Reed, I like how this interaction looks. I mean, you can see Reed comes in with a lot of speed, a lot of momentum, and then he's basically just going to put his hands up in the chest of Pastor. And then look at the interaction. Look at how it looks like he actually is stumbling backwards. Now, we're going to take a look at how this touchdown works. And I'm going to show you one other receiver here on this play. But I like how Mays reads this. I mean, you can see he's going out. He's kind of looking at Lewis. And then he gets himself in a position because he's looking at all the receivers and reading the offense, where the only way he can turn and open up his hips is to spin back around. And when he does this, you can see in the background, this is what triggers me to know this is where I want to throw the ball to, because I would rather trust a defender with his back turned than anything else. So, does a pretty good job at having Mercedes Lewis not really box him out, but just not have anything weird happen on a motion shift or a warp as the pass comes in. Now, as I talked about, there is one other receiver I want to speak on because Burton has no one covering him here. And initially, this was the read I was going to go to right away. But like I said, I saw that the linebacker was turned around, and that's what I wanted to go to instead of risk maybe a pass being deflected at the line of scrimmage or the safety, which we're going to talk about in a moment, intercepting or jumping the route. I like the fact that there's procedural awareness here. This safety recognizes Swearinger that there's no one over there to cover him, and he looks at him procedurally the entire play and runs him down. I mean, of course, he gets to a point now where the game is over, and obviously, what do you want him to do? But I like the fact that they dealt with that correctly from a procedural standpoint. Now, in terms of the final aspect of this, there is some emotion in this play. I mean, you can see here, both my receivers kind of get up with the touchdown. I'm also going to go back and show you Henny does the same. You also notice just maybe some slight dejection out of the defense as they kind of just gracefully jog off the field. This is what I want to see expounded upon in Madden going forward. You know, this is a big moment in the game. Obviously, the game-winning moment. That's why we're talking about it. I would just like to see a little bit more of that passion carry through, even audibly, with the crowd. That way, of course, in a hostile environment here, maybe booing, something to that effect, where you really get that immersion in the game that we don't see a whole lot of. So appreciate you guys taking time to check out this video. As always, I'll be back in the week with content.